Welcome, and thank you for joining us. Today, we're going to be talking about turning quality management into quality leadership. Before we get started, I wanted to cover a few housekeeping items. If you need any assistance during today's broadcast, there's a chat function at the bottom of your screen. Send us a message and we will work to resolve any issues. There's also a Q&A function at the bottom of your screen. You can use that to ask questions at any time during today's webinar, but we will have a dedicated Q&A session after our presentation slides. And with that, I will go ahead and get us started. My name is Jessica Madsen. I'm the Senior Product Marketing Manager here at MasterControl, and I'm lucky enough to be joined by one of our customers, Matthew, and I'll let him briefly introduce himself.
Hi, I'm Matt Seitz-Paquette. I'm a North America Quality Specialist at Fogron, and one of my primary responsibilities is serving as the Global System Administrator and Project Manager for MasterControl at Fogron.
Perfect. Thank you. So let's dive right into it. We all know that the right quality management system can help make sure that you have a key that unlocks product quality, regulatory compliance, and real efficiency. And today we're going to talk about how that can unlock quality leadership as well and become a true competitive advantage. So MasterControl is proud to be the #1 QMS in life sciences. We have over 1,100 organizations that use MasterControl for their quality management to help them meet their regulatory quality and efficiency goals, including some of the top life science companies in the world. And that includes Fogron. And now, Matt, I'll let you give a little bit of an introduction about Fogron.
Yeah. So Fogron is the global leader in pharmaceutical compounding. We were founded in 1990 in the Netherlands, and that's where our global headquarters is. We've grown since then. Today, we are present in 20 countries and active in over 30 countries with 80 facilities in 3 geographies in 3 key business segments. We just crossed into 4,000 employees, and we serve over 300,000 customers globally. So a lot of people wonder, what is compounding? Compounding represents only 1% of the global pharmaceutical market, so it is an incredibly niche industry, but Fogron is the largest and only vertically integrated player in this space. And the compounding journey starts and is centered around the patient. So the patient has an ailment and they will go to their doctor. The doctor will identify what's wrong and identify a medication that's needed, and they may decide that a more personalized medication is needed. There can be many reasons for this, such as convenience, dosage forms, allergies, dosage strengths, many different reasons why a standard pharmaceutical medicine may not be the best solution for the patient. So the patient will then take their prescription to a pharmacist, and that pharmacist will custom prepare the medication for the patient. And that's where Fogron comes in. So Fogron supplies the essentials, active ingredients, excipients, and branded products such as creams, bases, suspension vehicles, as well as providing compounding services. So from there, we work with industry customers as well as prescribers, wholesalers, and hospitals and clinics. And we then provide the solutions to create that personalized medicine, or we operate our own compounding services, including sterile outsourcing facilities, to provide that personalized medicine to pharmacies, hospitals, and wholesalers, which then ultimately make their way back to the patient. So it starts and ends with the patient, but Fogron provides the wide range of services to meet those patient needs. In addition to that, we also have a lab division that provides equipment for compounding pharmacies to create the personalized medicine, a technology division to provide software for compounding pharmacies, and a genomics division that does genetic testing to identify compounded solutions that may best meet a patient's pharmacogenetics.
Well, that is extremely fascinating. And I think it really speaks to how important, as you're doing all of that personalization, the level of quality is, because there's a reason that that patient is coming to you because they need something specific. So your standards for quality need to be really, really high, as I know that they are. Um, so life sciences like Fagron and the companies with their quality departments are under constant pressure to improve that quality and ensure that regulatory compliance around the globe, to pass audits and to do it all quickly, both to get things to the patients, as Matt was just talking about, and because there's a responsibility to the business to stay in business and improve that company bottom line. And there's a lot of responsibility and a lot to manage. And that is where a quality management system comes into play to help make sure that those demands on the quality department that really show no signs of slowing down are able to be managed in a way that is best for the patient and best for the company. And that's really where something like MasterControl comes in with our quality excellence solution to make sure that everything is connected and that you're able to manage all of your quality to meet those stringent guidelines and all of those goals that your quality department has. So let's dive a little bit deeper into that. Today, we're going to talk about 4 key topics. Number 1, flexibility. Being able to maintain quality and compliance standards while adapting to specific site or department needs. Efficiency and automation, being able to connect those everything from the entire quality life cycle to increase efficiency from top to bottom. Being able to track global KPIs so that you can ensure consistent improvement, and eliminating regulatory observations and making sure that you're compliant around the globe. So let's start off with flexibility. When you're looking at a QMS, the right QMS should really be appropriate for companies of all sizes, from startup to enterprise. The last thing that you want to do is start with something that isn't going to take you where you need to be and where your goals as a company are headed. So you want something that really is going to serve you from, small to as you grow large, or if you're already large, to really just be able to jump in and give you exactly what you need. You really want somebody who can provide you with both guidance as you get started and configurability as you grow so that you can adapt to exactly what you need. What you need today may be different than what you need tomorrow, and you need to be able to grow. And then something that enables standardization and flexibility. You really need both. And with MasterControl, we're a big believer in that best of both worlds scenario. We are used by companies that range from startup to enterprise. We have templates that can get you started quickly, but they are completely editable so that you can change them as much or as little as you need. Plus, with our new advanced quality event management solution for quality events, we have a no-code form and workflow builder, so you can build what you need from scratch. If the templates aren't working for you, that is totally fine. You can build exactly what you need to your business processes, so you aren't adapting to your software, you're adapting to market needs. And this really gives you the flexibility to adapt and to grow and improve. And then you can customize all of your data tagging, so all of your reporting is customized as well. So you really know where you're headed and you're able to take action on what you see in your reporting to make those improvements and give you that flexibility. So Matt, can you speak a little bit how you've been able to be flexible in how you've used MasterControl at Quality Excellence?
Yeah. So we first implemented MasterControl in 2018, and we recognized from the beginning that implementing a large QMS system across our entire company with varied businesses, different countries, and regulatory requirements would be quite the challenge. So we started small, knowing that MasterControl was flexible and would allow us to scale at our own pace. So we started with just 2 modules, the documents and training modules, at 4 locations in 1 country. We started in the United States that had a total of about 500 users across those locations, representing about 18% of our workforce. Today, we've expanded to 4 modules in 16 locations in 6 countries, and we have about 2,000 users, which is about 50% of our employees now using MasterControl. We have company locations that range from only 15 employees to over 650 employees. And so we're able to scale MasterControl to meet the needs of each company and customize the processes for each company. Uh, but we still have standardized those processes so everybody is following a set of core basic standards. But because each company has a different business needs, some are doing sterile manufacturing, some are only distribution locations, and they operate in different countries with different regulatory requirements. We're able to customize those processes to meet the needs of each company and meet the regulatory requirements of each country.
Thank you. That's wonderful and exactly what we're hoping for should happen. So next, let's speak to efficiency and automation. So when you're looking at a QMS, you really want something that can provide a natively connected closed loop system, because that's how you can really connect all of those processes together and provide that automation that's going to save hundreds to thousands of hours built up over each of your processes. And on top of that, be able to share data automatically so that you aren't opening yourself up to manually re-entering data, having people make mistakes, et cetera. You really want to introduce that logic into your quality processes. One of the things that we really believe in is being able to have people use the data that they are selecting in a process to feed them down the line and show what only they need to see, so that they aren't seeing things that don't apply to them, entering information in the wrong area, getting confused, having questions. It just leads to a lot of wasted time when really they only need to see what applies to them. That really decreases that level of human error and confusion and increases that efficiency. And then finally, being able to connect departments like quality and manufacturing can create that automation and data sharing so that everything is shared, everything is efficient, and it really improves both your bottom line and the quality of your products because you're able to do things faster. So for example, MasterControl has always been a big believer in closed loop quality to improve efficiency and to improve data accuracy. Our quality events, documents, and training are all natively connected. So let's talk a little bit about what that looks like. Let's say that there is a quality event, like a deviation, that can be assessed for risk and automatically launched directly to a CAPA with all of that connected data merging together so that everything is available for an audit and you see that progression of the quality event. Once you're complete with your investigation and you decide how you're going to take your preventative action, if you decide that it turns out being update to a document, there's a change control, you can launch that change control directly from the CAPA, make sure that all of the data stays in line, all of the reasonings for that change stays in line in your audit trail, and go through the entire change control process, including approvals. At that point, once you have a new document version of record, it's going to archive the old version automatically. And here's the key: automatically kick off training for everybody that is associated with that document so that you are compliant on your training without manual efforts being done to do that. It just forms a nice little tied up with a bow, auditable trail that's completely unified and make sure that everybody is on top of things at all times and it's all reportable. So when you do have that audit, you can show exactly what has happened. So Matt, can you give us some real world examples of that?
Yeah. So just like Jessica said, all of our events, training documents, everything is connected together. So I put up this graphic here just to show kind of how our processes are all interconnected and relate to each other. You can have quality events that start up due to equipment issues from a production record in the MX module. And those can link into deviations and nonconformances. You conduct your investigations, and if needed, based on a risk assessment, you can escalate to a CAPA, or you can just close the event to monitor, and the system will look for related issues and trends and alert you if you have a certain number of events that might be related to each other, so you take further action. And those kappas can relate to change control and management of change, which may have document changes, which, as Jessica mentioned, do automatically kick out training. So I also put just some statistics from our system. On a typical month, we're completing over 12,000 training tasks. Over 500 documents are released, either brand new documents or revisions of existing documents. Our users are really using the system. They're looking at documents over 25,000 times per month and completing 500 quality events per month. And so having all of this in one place and connected, you don't need to take time to track each individual component and make sure it's being completed. That's all being handled by the system for you and allows us to focus on more value-added activities.
Thank you. All of those stats really point towards how Fagron has been able to really take to heart the idea of continuous improvement and looking at every aspect of their system to see where they can save time and energy and make those improvements. So let's dive a little bit more into what that looks like. So when you are striving to be the best that you can be, you really want to focus on making sure that all of the data that you have in your system is connected and shared so that you can look at those insights and understand where things are happening versus looking at reports in multiple different areas. One of the ways that we at MasterControl like to help you make sure that you can do that is we provide both out-of-the-box dashboards to get you started, and then we really have, with our insights philosophy and our insights product, really wanted to make sure that people have the ability to create custom reports and do custom data tagging, because we can't know exactly what you're looking for and exactly how you set up your systems and exactly what's important to your business. So it's really important for us that we give you the tools to be able to take a look at exactly the data that you need. And that's really where we have come with our data first philosophy. And this is going to become especially important as companies will continue to rely on data for generative AI and machine learning. The more data that you can feed into those systems, the more connections they can find, the more suggestions they can make for improvement. And you really want to make sure that you're gathering all of the data that you can in a format that is going to be beneficial both for your reporting and for those future technological achievements that are coming down the line every day. So the key to that impactful business intelligence, as I mentioned, is really gathering and connecting that data. And that should help you avoid bottlenecks, reduce downtime, work more efficiently, and making sure that you're looking at all aspects of your quality management versus looking at things in silos, like looking at just how quickly your quality events are being managed, when you might be missing that being able to get everybody to participate in that change control, approve the documents, and get that training out is really just as important as figuring out exactly how to investigate a quality event and the speed that that entire process takes. And giving you that visibility can help you make better decisions faster and really turn that valuable data into a competitive advantage and into insights that can make a difference in how you run your business. So, Matt, tell us how you've looked at running your business with all of the insights.
Yeah, so we really are able to pool all of that data from all of our different sites into one place. And this means when I need to put together monthly KPI data for business leaders and senior global management, I can do that in minutes instead of hours. It's all in one place and I can pull that up. And even those business leaders can go take a look at it themselves during the month. They don't have to wait for a report to come out. We do have a small challenge in that we have to integrate that data with sites that aren't using MasterControl yet, but it does serve as kind of motivation to help get more sites into MasterControl, and we continue to add sites every year. So we're working on that challenge, but it's definitely been helpful that sites can see the benefits of the reporting capabilities there, and that acts as a factor that they want to join in and get using MasterControl sooner. In terms of more value add activity and continuous improvement, your reports can highlight areas that you may not have necessarily thought about. One of the reports I really like looks at frequently incorrect answers on training exams. So if you have created your training program and you have a test that users need to pass, but it can identify which question many people are getting wrong, and that can help you redirect your training to help improve how you train on that area, or maybe it's just a bad question that needs to be rewritten. So it helps improve your training. It can also identify users who tend to be late on their training. And so you can identify who you need to focus attention on so that they complete their training on time, because they have a history of completing it late. So that way you can help meet your targets and have 100% of your training completed on time.
I'm sure nobody on this call has ever had anybody not complete their training on time. That never happens.
There are those frequent people who will be late, and the system can help you find them.
Okay, now let's talk about where the rubber really meets the road for regulatory compliance. Everybody wants their quality to be the best that it can be for the patients, but really also at the end of the day, you do need to pass audits and make sure that you're meeting all of the regulatory compliance elements that you need to meet. So let's talk about how a QMS can really help with that. First, you should be looking for a QMS that understands life science regulations and has industry-specific experience. At MasterControl, we have 30 years of helping companies achieve compliance all across the globe, and we are really grateful for all of the partners that we've had along the way that has helped us really gain that experience. You want somebody who understands the validation needs, specifically that you need for life sciences, and validation is important across the entire globe. There are validation requirements everywhere, and we have really put a lot of effort into making sure that we have tools to help people achieve that validation that is both easy and compliant and does not disrupt what you're trying to do with your day-to-day and the value that you're trying to add elsewhere. And finally, we really want to make sure that being prepared for audits is taken care of because the system does it for you and it helps you do it right the first time. We want you to feel confident and compliant during audits and not have them be stressful. It should be something that you are confident going into. So let's talk a little bit about that industry leadership in compliance. So as I mentioned, MasterControl has 30 years of helping companies achieve compliance all across the world because we had an understanding of regulations from around the world. And we've developed comprehensive risk-based validation tools to help people really ensure that their validation is done quickly, effectively, and it doesn't disrupt their day-to-day. So we have our Validation Excellence, or VXT tool, and also Validation on Demand. Validation on Demand is fairly new. It was released this past year, and the great thing about it is it really is built to make sure that you can validate custom processes very quickly without a lot of extra effort. And this is really where it comes in when you have something that you've changed, so you're not using out of the box. Our validation tools are made to be sure that you can use and develop your processes as you need them, and we can help you take care of the validation, even if it's highly custom. Now you have the flexibility to be completely validated, but also do exactly what you as a company needs. And we make it really quick so that it remains a benefit to take every time you take an upgrade from a software provider and you need to revalidate, that can be a really big burden. We want to make sure that you're getting the best functionality that you can as quickly as possible. You're keeping up with all of the technological trends that a software provider like MasterControl can provide without being concerned about how validation is going to affect you. We want to make sure that you're really able to keep up with the times and to keep up with your customizations and have validation be a benefit to you and not a burden. So now I'll turn it over to Matt to talk a little bit about how Fagron stays compliant around the world.
Yeah, so MasterControl really has helped automate our compliance. We've had about 20 regulatory inspections just this year at our different locations around the world, and we've had no observations related to our quality management system. So no issues related to our training records, documentation, standards, and access. Uh, computer validation and validation of the system. and even our electronic batch records, we have no observations related to those areas. So by having MasterControl, we really are able to focus on those process improvements and areas that we can make better for the business and help exceed those regulatory requirements. And in terms of validation, MasterControl really does make it easy. So with the VXT tool, we do revalidate the system with every quarterly upgrade that we receive. And I, as just one person, am able to validate our entire system in less than a day. So it is really easy. It's a nice risk-based approach. And you go in and you give a score based on how you, as your company and your configuration, are using MasterControl. And based on the combination of your rating, your risk assessment, and the testing that MasterControl provides, the VXT tool provides recommendation if you should do your own additional testing beyond what MasterControl has already performed. And that testing that MasterControl has performed is quite substantial, and it's all available to customers. We've even had regulatory inspectors request to view the testing videos, and we can pull it up and show them, look, MasterControl has tested and validated these aspects of the software. And the inspectors were really impressed with that. And as well, it doesn't hurt in the US, the FDA uses MasterControl. So when they come to our facilities in the US, they are familiar with it and know what to expect. And it makes those inspections much easier as well. So I kind of just want to bring it all together and talk about how quality really is transforming our business by having a digital quality management system. So on the left, I have some icons, and these represent Fogrun's core business values and our strategic business initiatives. And these form up the 9 dots that form the Fogrun logo. And in the middle is quality. And it's in the middle for a very important reason. And that's because it's at the center of everything we do. And it touches all aspects of our business. It touches each of our values and our business divisions. And it's really what drives everything forward. And so when you invest in quality like we have, you're able to transform your business because it touches everything else. So with MasterControl, we're estimating that we're saving over 8,000 hours of labor per year on simple tasks that used to be done by staff with paper and tracking things in spreadsheets. We're able to reallocate those hours and kind of reinvest it into the business so we can focus on improving processes without having to manually track everything. With MX in our digital production records, we've seen a 20% reduction in batch record errors. We're seeing a 50% reduction in deviation processing times. Again, because everything is automated and linked together. Multiple people can be looking at the same issue at the same time. With the paper record, it's just in one place and only one person can look at it. So we're really able to be efficient. And I think this last point is really telling. We've been able to reduce the ratio of quality to production employees while maintaining that same level of quality and even, dare I say, continue improving our quality. And so we've been able to make more product and increase our output without needing to scale the size of the quality department at the same rate. And so we're able to maintain that quality because we have a fantastic tool and partner in MasterControl.
Well, we are so grateful to have fantastic customers like Matt and Fagron that have gotten us to the point where we are the #1 QMS in life sciences and also the leader on multiple review sites, including G2. Here you can see where we are up in the grid there. And that's based on insights from our actual customers like Matt. And we are just so grateful to have wonderful partnerships with companies like that who really have shown how they have taken our quality management system and really put it in and taken to heart the improvements that they can make in quality management. So now we'll move into the Q&A portion of our webinar, and I'll have Matt help me answer some of these questions. We did have some questions come in. The first one is, what's next for MasterControl and Fagron? So I'll let you know what's next for MasterControl. We have some really exciting generative AI capabilities under our GXP Assist AI umbrella that are started to come out, and more that are coming out soon. So we have an exam builder that, Matt talked a little bit about the importance of training that will really help you create exam questions based on your documents, and then a document translator. We've talked a lot about the importance of using a QMS and being compliant around the globe. It can be difficult to do that if everything is just in one language. So being able to translate those documents, create those exams, making sure everybody has access to what they need to in their language, is really where we started with AI. And we're being very careful and thoughtful about how we develop AI, because we understand how highly regulated the industries that we provide services to are. And so everything is designed for minimal risk and to have a human in the loop, but we're really excited about those developments. Matt, how about for Fagron?
Yeah, Fagron continues to grow and expand. We've already announced a few acquisitions this year, and I imagine there will likely be more in the future. And we continue to expand our MasterControl deployment, adding new modules and locations within the organization to take advantage of all the benefits that MasterControl has to offer. We also continue our partnership with MasterControl. We participated in several beta programs, including, as Jessica mentioned, for the auto exam builder, or the exam generator, and the document translator tool. By participating in these betas, we're able to give key feedback that helps improve the product to better meet our needs and the needs of other customers. So we continue our partnership, and we continue expanding personalizing medicine to thousands of patients around the world.
Matt, this next one is specifically for you. They want to know, what advice do you have for companies who are looking to improve their quality management? Because it seems like you've done a really great job.
Yeah, so it really helps to have that quality mindset. And at Fagron, and my philosophy as a quality professional is that quality is not just the responsibility of the quality department. Everybody is responsible for quality, ranging from a warehouse operator to a sales representative. Everybody is responsible for quality throughout the whole organization. And so if you have that mentality, you can really help transform your business with quality. And when you are implementing a digital QMS system, it's a great opportunity to kind of reevaluate your system and reorganize it the way you always dreamed it would be, the way you want it to be. So you can take that moment of change as an accelerator, so that you can just improve your processes along with the tool. And that's what we've done at our locations. As we implement MasterControl, we really streamline those processes. We reorganize how our documents are structured, and take a look at some of our best practices and lessons learned from other companies and apply those across the organization. And when we first started, MasterControl had excellent configuration consultants who have years of experience working with dozens and dozens of other customers. So they've seen many different ways of accomplishing the same goal. So heed their advice as well. They're a wealth of knowledge.
Thank you. This next one talks a little bit more about that global mindset. There's been a lot of discussion about global regulatory compliance. Can Matt talk more about that and how he has moved global regulatory compliance internationally through part of the QMS?
Yeah, so there are some global standards like ISO and ICH, but each region, each country is going to have their own take on regulation. So FDA is not going to regulate the same way as a Polish or German or Spanish health authority. Even there is a mutual recognition agreement, so there is some basic items, but different companies expect different things. One of the biggest examples we've seen is in the United States. Planned deviations are very common, and inspectors expect to see planned deviations. But in Europe, planned deviations are not utilized as frequently. They are more considered change controls, and they don't use the planned deviation process. And so we've been able to tailor our processes for each region to meet those regulatory expectations and continue their business processes.
Wonderful. Thank you. So the last question that we have here today is, what are the benefits of combining manufacturing and quality? Matt briefly mentioned that. So I will kick us off on that question. MasterControl strongly believes that quality is most improved when it works really closely with manufacturing to ensure that everything is developed at the highest quality for the customer, everything is as much as efficient as possible, and that all of those business elements are really connected. And I spoke about that a little bit earlier. And that really can lead to things like improving first-time metrics, decreasing quality events, speeding up the batch review process. There's just a lot of benefits that come from combining quality and manufacturing. But Matt, I'd love you to speak to that as how it has actually proven that out at Fagron and with a company that has embraced both.
Right. Yeah. So when you integrate, for example, just your documents in with your production records, you don't need to update your batch record every time you have a new SOP revision, because that batch record is just automatically going to pull the most current SOP revision and surface that for your operators. So you don't have to worry if they're looking at the correct revision. You don't have to manually update things. That link is automatic. And then MasterControl goes one step further and checks the training on that document. So operators can't enter data on the production record without being trained on it. And if they haven't completed their training, they can just go right in and complete the training and sign off on it and go back into the production record and continue their work. So it doesn't slow them down, but it maintains compliance. And then our batch review team doesn't have to spend hours looking at all the training records of everybody who participated on the batch, because the system is taking care of that for us. We're also able to link our quality events and view the status of those quality events directly in the batch record. So when batch review is looking at the batch, they can see if the deviation has been completed or not and not prematurely release the batch. And they don't have to go looking for it. It's linked, it's right there, and it's very transparent.
So it sounds like that speaks a lot to the efficiency and automation that we talked about earlier, and just really proves the point of everything that we were talking about how all of that connectedness really does make a difference for the bottom line.
Yeah, it does.
Well, Matt, thank you so much for joining me today for this webinar. I'm really grateful. You had amazing things to say about MasterControl, and we have amazing things to say about our partnership with Fagron. For everybody who was able to attend, thank you so much. I encourage you to take a look at our guide that we have available. You can use the code right there to scan and download it. This QMS Buyer's Guide really walks you through everything that you should be looking for as you're evaluating a quality management system that can really help you with that flexibility, with that efficiency, and with that continuous improvement that we've talked about today. And with that, thank you so much for attending. Should you have any questions, please reach out to MasterControl. We'd love to talk to you.